push everything on the floor so it looks like I'm very tiny, but I'm actually not. There we go, now I don't look like a messy bitch. So, hi everyone, I am Holly. So I kind of just wanted to make a video on just kind of spreading positivity. I feel like I've always been quite a positive person. I'm good at picking myself back up. And I know that not everyone's like that, so I'm thankful and grateful for that. But I feel like these past 5-6 months or so, I've really tried to get myself into the routine of just being a lot more positive and having routine. If I'd have told myself that I would have been in this situation right now, where I can just if I'm having a bad day, then I can just sit, think about my thoughts, organise my mind and everything, and just get myself level-headed. The fact that I can do that on my own, I never thought I'd be able to do that because I was always very reliant on somebody to tell them my problems and to tell them what's going on and everything, and I used to rely on them to help me, and I had that was a need. Whereas now I'm very much reliant on myself. I know I can make myself happy. I know that I can make myself feel positive. Also, this is really cringy as well, but I actually I got this tattoo done today. It's right here. I'll get it out in a minute. And I thought actually I'm gonna have something done that's gonna remind me to keep up with the positivity and keep up with the happy thoughts and everything, and just remind yourself that you know you're here, be present. I'm very much with tattoos and stuff, I know that nothing big or anything would suit me, so I just wanted something small, a little bit simple, but still effective. So literally it's just a little sun, but I just wanted something really, really nice and simple, and it's just a sun, just to look at sometimes and just be remember to keep up with those sunny thoughts. I used to really, really benefit from writing down my thoughts. So if I ever used to just kind of have a really bad day and I just thought what is going on in my head, and I just couldn't think about it properly and it just wasn't making sense and it just got really hard to deal with. My friend actually earlier this year, she was writing down things is really, really good, because you can also type on your phone and stuff, maybe you'll find that better, but writing's really good because you're focusing on how to write and how to spell the words, and your focus is there, so your focus isn't anywhere else other than there in your thoughts. So you're essentially organising your mind and organising your thoughts, writing them down, and then also when you write them down, you can look back on them and think wait, no, that's not important, or that's irrational, and it really helps to remind yourself of what's real and what's irrational, I guess, and remind yourself that you're a better person than your mind's telling you, because a lot of the time your mind messes with everything that you think. Yeah, what really helped me was books. I just typed in anxiety books and then went on Amazon and then just did the filter thing, or sort by, and it said rated, so the highest rating ones are at the top, and I just kind of looked at them and thought yeah, that seems it will help. And this is when I was completely clueless about anxiety and about how I was feeling. I didn't know, I wasn't aware of anything. I think the first step to becoming motivated is probably understanding what's going on in your head and what's going on with your body. The first part of it was explaining anxiety to me. There's even books on literally how to be happy. It sounds crazy, but there's books for anything, and if you look into it and you read a description of one and it kind of speaks to you and it seems relatable, then honestly there's no harm in buying the book. And also, this is one thing that I kind of live by. When you wake up in the morning, or any time at all, you're having a really bad day and stuff, and you kind of just need something to pick you up a little bit, and it's good to just think 5 things that you appreciate and are grateful for today. Literally, it can just be anything that you can think of, because then you also start thinking wait, what else am I grateful for? Appreciating is being positive but not forcing it. So just appreciating and taking things in and being in the moment and being present that in itself is being positive. It's nice because it reminds you why you're here, and it reminds you why you deserve to be here. It's really good to write down things that you like about yourself, start really appreciating them, be proud of it. The more you do that, then you'll start being more confident with it, and you then start being more confident about yourself. And it kind of just stems from, just writing those things that you like about yourself. It will grow from a like to a love. And the more you appreciate of yourself, then the more things you'll find to appreciate about yourself. So say you write 2 things, then once you've appreciated those 2 things fully, then you'll be like, actually no, there's this and then there's this. Like, it comes with time. Focus on the things that you like about yourself rather than things that you don't like about yourself. Then they don't matter as much. First off, you need to try and appreciate yourself as, who you are, and appreciate and love yourself for the person that you are and how you look, because everyone's different and everyone can learn to love themselves. And just think that, the parts that you don't love and everything is part of you. It's just really important to just set yourself a goal. Kind of wake up one day and just think that I want to be happy. I want to be better. I aspire to be this version of myself. I aspire to be happy. I aspire to be motivated. I aspire to be all of these things. And once you set yourself a goal and the goal is there, at the start it seems so far away and it seems as if you'll never get there. And then you kind of give up and you're like, oh, I'll never get there, it's too far away, it's too stupid to think like that, and it's too unrealistic and stuff. But it's not. But you know yourself to a T. You know yourself more than anyone else. You know yourself more than a doctor, more than if you are capable of doing it yourself, or doing the best to your ability, that goal will it'll get closer and closer to you. Trying as hard as you can, that is progress. It's so easy to just think, I'm never going to get there, I'm never going to get to where I want to be, I may as well not even try, there's no point. You deserve to feel the way that you want to. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be where you want to be. Obviously, I can't speak out to everyone because everyone is different. And, people do different things to help themselves, and you know what helps you best. For me, personally, reading those books and stuff helped me a lot because it helped me understand what was wrong with me. It seems impossible at the start, but you will understand what works best for you. If you buy these books and you read them, there's so many different parts that won't relate to you, and then there's 1 part or 2 parts or whatever that relate and speak to you so much. You can do anything you set your mind to. You are capable of so many things. No matter how messy it is in here, you are capable of overcoming your fears, your worries. You have to remind yourself that it's just your mind. It's not reality. If things have happened to cause what's going on in your mind, then obviously that's different. But essentially that's the past, and the past is gone. What you need to remember is that you're in the present. You're in the present and you're looking forward to the future, because your goal is in the future, and that is what you've got to look forward to. What's happened in the past has happened. You can't change that. You can't physically go back and make it different. Things that have happened in the past, they've happened for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And no matter how much you try and think, oh, I could have done this, I should have done this, things could have been different if I didn't do that or whatever. Nothing you do or you say to yourself is going to change the past. The past has happened and the past is gone. So just embrace being present and embrace being here in the moment, because the past is gone and the future is is to come. Everything will only get better. Life, I believe in the universe, and not everyone believes in it, but I believe that everything happens for a reason, and karma. So if you put good into the world and you give yourself, you're nice to yourself and you love yourself and you appreciate yourself, then the world will treat you well. If you're good to the world and to yourself, then only good things will come to you. There's so many people that could be like, I feel like a horrible person, I feel like I've done all these things and everything, but most of the time people think that and they don't realise that it's just in their head. As I said, it's not reality. If things haven't happened and they're just in your head and you feel like a horrible person for the thoughts that you think and stuff, then you're not a horrible person. It's just because your mind's so muddled and your mind's so unorganised, then it's hard to know what's right and know what's wrong, and You may think things that you're like, wait, that was like really bad, why did I think that? But that doesn't make you a horrible person. It just means that your head is unorganised and your head is confused, and it needs time, it needs love, and it needs appreciation. And you'll get there. And I promise you, absolutely promise you, you will. If you set your mind to something and you're focused on that, and you want and need and, you know, strive to be that person, then you will get there. Just try and get yourself into a routine, a positive routine in the morning or at night, or at morning and night, depending on how much you need a routine. It's good to start on a positive note, I think. So I think it's better in the morning than at night, but obviously if you have trouble sleeping and stuff, then it's good to do it at night as well. Like waking up thinking 5 things that you're grateful and like thankful for today. You know, having a tea, having a coffee, or like, it's kind of like a ritual, so doing the same thing every morning, and honestly your body and your mind will be thankful for that. Doing yoga, doing meditation, having a read of your book, just doing something, even if it's so simple like getting up and reminding yourself 5 things you're grateful for, and then going downstairs, having a tea, and doing some reading, like something like that. So simple, but doing that and getting into the routine of doing that all the time, every morning or every night or every morning and night, it helps you start your day. So essentially having the routine, kind of like whatever thoughts you're thinking and stuff, you kind of don't have time to think about those thoughts. You kind of just like go into the routine, and then if any thoughts come, then essentially the routine kind of levels your head a little bit. So like yoga and stuff, or reading, you're focusing on something that isn't your thoughts. So having the routine in the morning and stuff is good. And that's why I say that saying the 5 things that you appreciate and stuff in the morning when you wake up is good, because it starts your day appreciating, which is positive, but not forcing it. Something that really helped me is I downloaded this meditation app. I think it's called like, what's it called? It's called like Calm or Mind or something. I started listening to it, and it said, it gave this suggestion where if you're having a series of negative thoughts and you're kind of just like don't really know how to tackle them, you note them. So you have all these negative thoughts and everything, you note them, and you kind of think like, okay, that's just a thought, and if there's any feelings that come with it, then you're like, okay, that's the thought and that's the feeling, and you kind of brush them off and go back to what you're doing. So go back to like reading, or I don't know, just doing whatever you're doing. If you're not doing anything, then try and do something so it keeps your mind off of it, and then your focus is on what you're doing. So you're not focusing on the thought anymore, you're focusing on what you're doing. And I always say, like, note the negative thoughts and appreciate the positive ones. So when you get a negative thought and everything, do that when you note it, that's just a thought. Brush it off, go back to what you're doing. If you get a positive thought and you're like, oh yeah, that's really nice, and then you think in depth about that. And then obviously in doing that, and that's sort of a routine in itself, in doing that you're kind of brushing off the negative thoughts and appreciating the positive ones. Therefore the positive ones will come more frequently because you're feeding them, and then the negative ones will come less frequently because you're already brushing them off and you've got into that routine of brushing them off. So the last thing I was going to say is, obviously I've said a lot, but most of these things may not work for everyone, but don't let that like demotivate you or anything. Is that the right word? I don't know, but you know what I mean. Just keep yourself motivated and keep yourself thinking, I can get better, I will. You know, not everything works for me, but I know something that will, and I know that eventually something will help me. Just know that you are capable of doing anything that you set your mind to. You're capable of doing this on your own. So yeah, that's it for the video. I hope that you enjoyed it, but thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.